I will, as per the requirement, now today I am standing in steel day, trust me that is not the reason, but still is the intrinsic part of our daily life in whatever form it is, and why not to go a mile more forward. So that is the modular construction, little more further ahead. So today I will be covering the topic modular construction, which is a solution to the booming industrialization and industrial sustainability. Why steel? Because there was a beautiful panel discussion just before this session. So there was this whether concrete is good or steel is good. So while selecting steel, many of the time our clients or other consultants also may feel that this is a expensive solution. But are we taking into consideration the life cycle cost? As some of the panelists, I don't recall his name, said that concrete buildings hardly stand 100 years without major repair work, but still are everlasting. So if we take into consideration the life cycle cost, steel will never be an costly solution. It will be a very good solution. Then of course faster mode of execution, fabrication in a controlled environment. For steel, for concrete also we have choice, but for steel we can do fabrication in controlled environment, which will ensure the quality and the passion with which the engineers have designed it. So that exactly can be built in the site. And then coming to modularization, why modularization? So better schedule control, why I am saying this? Because in construction site many times many contractors come at the same time, and after the concrete is built up, then after that is complete, then steel starts taking place, which takes a longer period of schedule. So if we go in modular fashion, foundation can be parallelly constructed at site and the steel can be in a modular way, can take place in the fabrication yard or in a control environment in workshop. So that will give a better schedule. Then overall cost I have already discussed, assurance of quality also discussed, mitigation of weather. In many sites it happens that weather is so difficult, and especially in India where most of the time is summer. So welding hot work in 45-degree, 44-degree temperature is next to impossible. So from the humanity point of view also it will be very good if we do that in a air conditioned, in a controlled environment. So that is one of the very good point for modularization. And lack of skilled labor. Many a times it happens that at site skilled laborers are not available. So though we take very much care to detail all the connection, everything, but when it is welded or bolted at site due to absence of skill, so that is not landed up to the exact that quality which the engineer's dream was. So we cannot, we don't need to compromise if we are going for this mode of execution. Next, there are certain criteria which needs to be taken care for modularization, that is unit capacity or equipment size. I will discuss equipment size factor in detail in later slides. Then coming back to ability to integrate various project schedule, I have already covered in detail. Ability to integrate various items with major equipment. So while doing modular construction, especially in industry, power plant or refinery or petrochemicals, so this integration becomes very difficult. This integration is also one of the critical points. If can be done properly, then we can definitely go for modularization. Then site access. Many sites like North India, though modularization can be thought of, but the carriageway is so less, it becomes a very difficult job to properly plan for modularization. So site access is very important point. Safety and construction feasibility. So this is of the workshop mainly. So it has to be construction feasible, and weather condition also. So these are the criteria. If we are going for a weather, like Rajasthan or somewhere where peak summer, peak winter, then modularization is the choice, because then we can do it in a much comfortable weather. This work can be done. Next is, what are the key drivers for modularization? Improved quality, like controlled environment, experienced supervisors and skilled labor, stability of workforce. At construction sites sometimes, especially in the festival season, all the labors go away, and after that when you will get back the labor to continue the work, it is difficult. But if we do it in modular fashion, they will be in a payroll system, there will be a proper setup. So this work can be done in much balanced way, there will be stability in workforce. Better quality control is already understandable. Availability of different discipline. So maybe piping, structure, this kind of people may be available at modularization site. So if some problem is there, they can envisage during modeling or much of prior stage before the mock assembly takes place. Then superior inventory control, this is also another problem, because at times there is no material at site, and at times material comes in a monsoon or some other weather. So keeping that properly without rusting becomes a difficult thing for site. So in this case, inventory can be controlled properly. Then reduction in risk and damage, as I already have mentioned, welding at a certain height may create some, cause some life issues also. So that can be avoided in modularization. And minimum shutdown time, especially for revamp time. Here I believe many of the people are there who are aware of this situation. While revamp of some unit, shutdown time is got very less. At that time, whether you are going to construct the foundation or erect the structure, that becomes a critical choice, because the days are not enough. So that kind of problem also can be mitigated through this modularization. And enhance productivity due to automation, quality control, skilled labor for everything. This can be, productivity can be increased. This is a comparison of conventional versus modular approach. So as I mentioned, in conventional, there are site congestion because of working of many contractors at the same time. Then cranes and erection time. For that, crane is a very costly affair. Taking on rent for the crane, contractors have to pay a lot, huge money. So if stage by stage they are doing, so most of the times the crane remains idle, but for that also they have to pay. So in modularization, that can be also streamlined. Then longer site construction schedule can be reduced because many of the times are parallelly taken place. Then higher safety risk. In modularization, the safety issues are more. Conventional it is more. Modularization safety issues can be reduced or mitigated or even avoided. Then execution risk because of non-availability of site labor or any other issues, weather related issues, some political problems, something. Any issues can be mitigated in modularization. So there are many advantages. I have just written down few of them, but this is a future trend. In next slides also you will be seeing there are lots of benefits in modularization. So now I will discuss some aspects of modular design. We will have to finish the engineering at very early stage, because in modularization there is no scope of alteration or rework or revisions, because once that is placed to workshop, to the contractor who is going to do modularization, there cannot be absolutely no change, there cannot be any change. Then equipment layout planning. Many a times, though it is not related to structure, but that becomes hindrance, because modularization gives benefit when it is taken up as a whole with equipment, piping and structural. So for equipment size should be such that they can be accommodated in a bay length which is possible to transport at the site. So that is the thing. Equipments have to be planned in such a way they are not huge. If in any technological structures or any structures which is supporting equipment, equipment is such a big that one module cannot carry that equipment, then the whole effort will be wasted, because finally you cannot transport the whole module to site. So in that case you will have to plan parallel or series type equipment. Maybe one equipment can be replaced to 2 or 3 equipments. Then location, feasibility and consideration of access space, that has to be seen. These points I will skip at the interest of the time. Now project management, collaboration in between various stakeholders. In modularization also, that collaboration has to be proper, because there are so many stakeholders increased. One more is modularization, inventory and all the engineering teams. So that is properly streamlined. Identify number of units to be modularized. It is not required that entire project to be modularized. Some critical units which are easy to be, that can be started with, and later on can be extended to all for the entire project. Special attentions to be given to safety and statutory requirements, safety and ease of operation. So this is the project management point which is to be also taken care during decision of modularization. And construction, lifting, shipping and erection considerations are very critical for modularization. Now some of the structure, typical plant unit structure I will just show. This was one of the pipe rack which is carrying entire pipes and entire pipe with electrical instrumentation cable tray, the entire structure. So module has to be like that, it has to be entirely the same, because if you leave aside some part of it, and for that matter if the welder has to go and weld it, so the purpose is defeated. Next is, this is the transportation of pipe rack module again, and this is the erection of pipe rack module. This is similar way text structure. Here along with all that previously mentioned factors like pipe equipment will also come into play. This is few of the site where we have executed, where this pipe rack is being transported from the workshop to the site. This is first one is the erection, second one is first one is the lifting, then one is the erection, and third one is the installation. Now coming to some aspects of modularization, what factor in what stage you will have to see. First, the route survey is the most critical decision, because you will have to see how much size you can carry to the site, and entire design is guided by that. Maximum transportable size, clearance needed for interface, structural stability during transportation. If possible, I will show, if time permits, how this stability I mentioned. Some additional member to be provided for the transporting. While transporting, that time also stability to be ensured. And these are, then is the erection methodology, because module design will depend on erection methodology. So with the erection methodology, module size and etc. may vary. And then module to module structural connection. Now coming to some of the figures, I cannot discuss it because time is very short. So these are the additional members, some of the members are shown. This is technological structures or equipment structure modularization. Then these are the methods like load out methods along with the normal analysis for erection weight, hydro test weight, operating weight. There are some additional analysis, and not one, there are series of additional analysis which is to be carried out while going for modularization. They are like load out by skidding, because in every operation there will be some new type of force will come into play in the structure, so that has to be also taken care. Load out by trailer, then comes this load out by lifting. Then next one is, this is transportation by truck. While transporting through truck in different direction, there will be additional force generated due to transporting vibrations or the movement, that has to be taken care. And then this type of, in shipping also there will be rolling and pitching and heaving, this type of 3 types. There are 6 degrees of freedom, accordingly 6 types of movement will be there, but I have captured 3 most important and major movement. So all these things to be taken care while doing the design for modularization. This is the modeling philosophy. This is while doing the modeling in Tekla or any other software, module wise you will have to model so that you can understand. Just before ending, I would like to play 1 minute of this video. Rituja can help. I believe that many of you know what is EIL, but just to give a better idea what we
when concepts
do
lead
as
to
EIL,
new innovations,
just I'll play
when
a few
cutting-edge
minutes of
technology
this
meets
video, maybe 2
world-class
minutes or 1
project
minute.
execution, when India's best and brightest engineering minds come together, you create a world-class EPC and total solutions company that catalyzes technology for a sustainable future. Engineers India Limited, an organization that was key to India's energy security, is now South Asia's leading total solutions company, with concept to commissioning services across the hydrocarbons, petrochemicals, fertilizers, non-ferrous metallurgy, and infrastructure sectors. EIL has, over the last 5 decades, grown to be a marquee organization, bringing together multidisciplinary experts to a project, keeping costs down, engaging local talent, and shrinking contractual delivery schedules. That combination had EIL delivering the most spectacular projects across the hydrocarbons value chain in India and across the world. The company has diversified into allied emerging sectors in a focused manner. It continues to play a pivotal role in the strategic crude storage program of the Government of India, has deployed best-in-class technologies to execute mining and metallurgical projects, and is an established player in...
Thank you. It's not what EIL or what we do. It is about all the stakeholders and everyone
When
of us
concepts
to join
lead to
hands
new
and
innovations,
make a
when
better, not better, the best nation of the world. Thank you so much.